Hey there, Pete Moriarty here, and today I'm going to be sharing with you a cool little device called the Chromebox. So what exactly is a Chromebox? They're the desktop equivalent of a Chromebook. Now, if you used Chromebooks before, you'll know that they're a Chrome operating system. It's effectively a Chrome browser in a laptop, but what Chromeboxes actually are the desktop equivalent of these. These allow you to work in the Chrome environment, the Chrome operating system, but with a traditional keyboard, mouse, in a kind of desktop setup. Now, where might this be useful? Well, these are a full-blown alternative to buying either a Mac desktop or a PC desktop for yourself and your office team. Now, where do we use these? Well, I've been using these for a number of years in our business for our full-time team members as their full-time machines. We like to eat our own dog food and we like to make sure that we're using the products that we're actually recommending. And I've actually been using this particular HP one as my primary machine for the last year. Now, what does a Chromebox actually do? How does it actually work? Well, like a standard PC, it has standard kind of connector ports on the back. So you can see there's vision, you can do dual screen with both an HDMI and a DisplayPort based monitor. You can even connect it up to VGA or DVI connectors if you've got an older monitor with you. You can see that it's got an audio port, it's got USB, some of the models even have USB 3, and some of them even have a card reader on the side for SD cards as well. And so effectively you purchase one of these, they're low cost, and then you bring your own monitor, keyboard and mouse, and maybe a set of speakers if you need that as well. Now, these support all kind of different USB peripherals, so you can plug in your webcam, you can plug in your printer if you need to, and most of your devices are going to work just fine on these. If they're bought within the last couple of years and they have modern drivers, well, there's a good chance they're going to work just fine on the Chromebox. Now, who would you roll this out to? Who would this be useful for in your team? Well, any of your team members who are using 100% cloud-based applications, it's going to be perfect for. So if someone's using Xero.com and a browser-based CRM and the rest of your business is using G Suite for your productivity tools, well, it might be a good idea for you to try out one or two of these machines for your business. Now, why the compelling reason? Why should you go to a Chromebox instead of just buying a PC or a standard regular desktop from your local computer shop? The most important advantage of these is they are low cost. These are typically 20 to 30% cheaper than an equivalent desktop. And the great thing about all Chrome devices is there's no updates that you need to worry about managing. They're all automatically managed by Google. There's no antivirus software required because there's no virus vulnerabilities. You just don't need to bother with that on a Chrome device. And there's next to zero ongoing maintenance and support. You just don't need to call an IT person to troubleshoot something on these for the majority of the time. Now, from time to time, you may have a problem and you need to maybe reset one of these. Well, the great thing is on every Chromebox, there's a button called Power Wash. You go into settings and it reinstalls the operating system itself from an enclosed flash drive, which is on board, and you've got a brand new one ready to go again. Now, these are great machines. They're super reliable and they run super quick as well because they've got onboard storage, which is flash-based, as well as decent amounts of RAM to use as well. So which model should you choose? Well, these tend to be quite efficient. So a model with 2 gigabytes or 4 gigabytes of RAM is typically pretty reasonable for a standard office worker. Now, if you're a power user and you like something that's got a bit more oomph, well, you might want to choose one of the models that has got a little bit extra RAM. There's some 8 gigabyte models. There's some with better processors like a i3 or an i7 processor. And we even have our own versions, which we have added additional RAM to. Some of the models going right up to 16 gigabytes of RAM. Now, my recommendation is that you start out with one of the more basic models, give it a go, see what business processes you can work into using a Chromebox for. And you may be surprised that you have many of your staff members who are able to get all of their work done on a Chromebox instead of a traditional computer. Just remember that each one of these that you roll out is one less machine that's going to need on-site support, installing updates, updating Microsoft or Apple software, and dealing with the upgrade cycle and having to pay for new software upgrades as well. So if you've got any questions, let us know right below this video, but go ahead and check out your first Chromebox in our store. Cheers. I know